What's up guys, it's Scoopman5000. Today we're back for another action figure review, and we're looking at the McFarlane Toys Mortal Kombat. This is Blackout Scorpion and Uncompromising Defender Raiden 2-pack. And we're on the path here to Mortal Kombat 11 Ultimate, so I took a few days to do some reviews. And this is another one of those re-release, repaint 2-packs. And what's cool about this one is it actually MSRPs at $29.99. So you're getting a discount on the figures, and these designs aren't that wacky, so if you just want one Scorpion and one Raiden for your collection, this is a pretty good economic way to do that. For me, I have Raiden with the bloody version we just took a look at, but I never picked up this Scorpion, and out of all the variants they've made so far, this is definitely the best looking one. So I went ahead and picked this one up. I was pretty excited, more so for the price point. I at least saved a little bit of money, and that's something that you don't really get from a lot of other companies. It'd probably still be 40 bucks, but with this, a little bit of a discount and you're getting some great figures. So nice big window, standard McFarlane Toys 2-pack, huge box with Mortal Kombat's logo at the bottom as well as the character names and skins. On the side here you could see some renders of the characters and some more on this side. And then on the back you get like a nice fight scene of the two figures, and this is pretty cool because it reminds me a lot of the reveal trailer for Mortal Kombat 11 where it was these two duking it out. And with the packaging out of the way, let's get to it and slice open the box. The figures do come with the two Mortal Kombat stands, but we get these with every figure, so I'm not going to go over it. And we'll start out with Raiden because we did just look at the bloody version. Now for this version's accessories, he's just coming with the staff. He doesn't get all the other odds and ends that the other figure came with, like the lightning bolts and the alternate hands. But with this having that $29.99 price point, I could see why they wouldn't include every single accessory, and the staff really is the main one for this version of Raiden. And so this skin is Uncompromising Defender. When you compare this to the in-game, it is pretty accurate. The only thing that is an issue, like with the other Raidens, is the skin tone. It should be a lot more gray to represent the fact that he is Dark Raiden. Comparing him to the bloody figure, you can see he actually does share a pretty similar color scheme in some aspects. A lot of that dark red is carried over. This time they do add in the navy blue, and that's the same for the Scorpion. That's kind of the theme of this pack. And with this one and the bloody figure, I definitely do prefer this color scheme to the original Raiden's color scheme from this line. That one just seems a bit gaudy to me, so I'm glad that these are variants that were made. I think I'll have to choose the bloody variant as my favorite though, because I think that just represents Dark Raiden a bit better, but this still is a worthy addition. And if you're not planning on picking up that bloody wave, this is a great way to get a Scorpion and a Raiden knocked out at once. Going over the head sculpt, and it's the same kind of paint details. This time you're actually getting the blue eyes, which is inaccurate to the game because he's still Dark Raiden on this version of that skin. He should have the red eyes from the bloody figure, but the rest of it looks pretty good. It does look very close to the game. Same goes for the hat, some nice detail here. Even a bit of a blue highlight in the inner circle here of this black hat. The undersuit and most of the actual cloth pieces are done in this navy blue, and then it's a similar silver color for all these armor pieces than it was on the bloody figure. And overall, some really great details. He's got these hanging ornaments on his loincloth. This whole rubber overlay is really well sculpted. Same goes for the rest of the figure, the lower body, the knee pads, and then these foot wraps and boots down here. To go over his articulation, the head and the neck are on articulation ball joints, so you can see they get a good range of motion. He looks back pretty decent, and forward as well, and with that he's also getting tilt. The torso doesn't have any sort of crunch, it's just a ball joint at the waist, so it goes back not so much, forward not that much either. He's got hinge and swivel at the shoulder, no butterfly. He does have a upper bicep cut, the double jointed elbow, and then the McFarlane ball joints at the wrist. He does the split. You can see actually some red joints down in there. He kicks back pretty decent and forward as well. His leg is going to come off. Easy enough to get back on. The knee is going to be double jointed, going all the way back. The McFarlane ball joints at the foot, as well as the toe hint. And with Raiden taken care of, let's go ahead and do some comparison. And we'll start out with the default releases of Spawn and Baraka in the Mortal Kombat line. And then here he is with the bloody releases of those characters. And here he is with the rest of the bloody wave, that including the White Hot Fury Raiden, as well as the Frozen Over Sub-Zero. And then finally we'll take a look at him with the UMK3 Scorpion and Sub-Zero from Storm Collectibles. And with Raiden taken care of, let's go ahead and move on to Blackout Scorpion. And finally, here's Scorpion for his accessories. He comes with his two blades, each being a different size, and then on the side, he's got the accompanying sheaths that can attach to his belt. And so Scorpion was the first Mortal Kombat 11 McFarlane figure, but one I did not pick up, so to me this is brand new. I will say getting him to stand was pretty difficult, but aesthetically I really like how he looks standing like this. The gold color especially is really nice, really close to the game. And again, when you take this skin and you look at the in-game screenshot, it does line up pretty well. Getting up close on the figure, you can see for the head sculpt, there's just something about this look that doesn't quite capture the menace and kind of the calmness of the Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 11. It could be that the eyes are maybe too small or the black outline around them, and also this hood sculpt is a little bit awkward. So overall, it just doesn't have that same look, which is a bit of a shame because I think Mortal Kombat 11 Scorpion is probably one of his best designs ever. But as for the rest of them, a really great job by McFarlane capturing his in-game suit. So this one's done with the navy blue, and then the yellow and gold is pretty standard. It doesn't have the same red accents as the default design, but other than that, it sticks pretty close. It's definitely one of the more simple skins in the game, so like I said at the beginning, if you just wanted one Scorpion from this line, this isn't a bad choice at all. You can see some really nice ornate details for his shoulder armor here. It looks all buckled and strapped in. We'll get the turnaround on that. You can see a nice buckle painted there. There's a really nice texture to the suit, which is again a rubber overlay. Works very similar to Sub-Zero's. And then underneath you could see the yellow robe. Again, there's even some hidden details, some nice texture there. The gauntlets here are like a blue wrap and then the gold armor over it, and then some brown straps kind of going all around the figure. Here you can see those sheaths, and these fit the smaller blade and the larger blade respectively. They kind of peg into each hole on this side, and then the smaller one just goes in between that. And then at the bottom here, some really awesome shin guard armor here, and you can really see how good the gold looks on these big flat gold pieces. You can see the same thing on the back, and then you even got a little armor at the feet, which are a bit small, and that does create issue when you're trying to stand the figure up. With that, we'll go into his articulation. The head, there really isn't much movement at all because this piece is rubber, so whatever articulation is actually under there is severely limited by this hood. So you're not really getting much movement, if at all, from this head, other than maybe a little bit of swivel. The torso, the ball joint is here. With that, it's kicking back pretty far if you stress it, and then forward not so much. There's no butterfly, but he does get a hinge and swivel, the upper bicep cut, the double jointed elbow, and then also the wrist rotation. The legs are going to split. This leg actually kind of keeps popping off on me because of how it was posed in the package, but luckily it does kind of snap back in for the most part. So he's going to be standing vanilla, unfortunately. He's got the double jointed knee. He's got the McFarlane joints at the foot, as well as the toe hinge. And so overall, the Scorpion is decent. It's just a little bit awkward. I'd like to see them have another go at it because McFarlane Toys really has improved so much since this first Scorpion came out, but it is what it is, and for the price point, it's really not that bad. So we're going to go ahead and do some comparisons. And with that, we'll bring back the Raiden from this set, as well as Bloody Raiden. We'll bring in both versions of Baraka. Here he is with both versions of Spawn. Here's the Bloody Sub-Zero, along with McFarlane's Grim Knight. And then finally, here he is with the Storm UMK3 Ninjas. And overall, that's going to do it for Raiden and Scorpion. And at the end of the day, it's repaints, and the Scorpion isn't the greatest figure, but this is a great value. And I think the really cool thing about this is that if you're a more casual collector, you just pick this set up, and since it's a 2-pack, you have an instant fighting display. So you could really just pick this up, be one and done, and have a pretty cool little Mortal Kombat section on your desk. And I think the color schemes here don't deviate that far from the default. So if you just want these two, again, I think they're not bad options at all. If you did miss the Bloody Wave review, you can see that one previously. And tomorrow we're going to be looking at some Storm Collectibles figures in anticipation for MK11 Ultimate, which releases on Tuesday. But overall, that is going to do it for this video. I'm going to post some figure photography at the end of this video. You can see more of that at Instagram, scoopman_5000. And until next time, I'll see you guys in the next action figure review.